The really good stuff never happens by accident. It's almost always the result of careful planning, organized by a strong leader with a creative and driving personality. Peter Ueberroth possessed all those attributes, and they would serve him well as he made a groundbreaking impact in the worlds of the Olympics, baseball, and golf. But as a student at Fremont High School in Sunnyvale, his life path was far from focused. Ueberroth was uncertain about even attending a university. But although he had never played water polo competitively, the San Jose State water polo coach offered Ueberroth a spot on the Spartan water polo team based on Ueberroth's athletic ability alone.
He was the hardest working water polo player. That's why his nose is crooked, because I think he banged into a lot of people playing water polo.
He became the leading scorer on the team, joined a fraternity on campus, and built friendships that still exist today.
He was his own man. He was not afraid to stand up in front of the group and say, you know what, I don't agree with what you're doing or what you're saying, and I think this is the way it ought to be. And again, I'll say, in almost every case, he was right.
After graduation, Ueberroth joined a charter airlines company and quickly rose to the ranks of vice president. He then started a travel agency that would grow to become the second largest in America.
Becoming an executive at a very young age, at 23 years old. I just got through doing a movie on J. Edgar Hoover, who started the Bureau of Investigation at 22, and I always thought that was kind of amazing. But here, Pete jumped in and was a go-getter from the very beginning.
All this would lead to the most challenging project he would ever face, organizing and leading the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics. The Olympics were an institution in danger of crumbling. In Los Angeles, Ueberroth operated under an edict that no public money could be spent on the Games. So he assembled a plan to solicit corporate support and sponsorships to fund the Olympics. He declined to take a salary and worked as a volunteer, and asked many old friends from San Jose to come help him stage the Games.
And there was a big bunch of binders in the back of his desk, and he pulled out one that said judo. He says, I'd like you to do judo. And I said, you're kidding. I said, you know, Peter, I've never seen a judo match in my whole life. I don't know anything about judo. He says, that's all right, figure it out.
Largely because of Ueberroth's leadership, the 1984 Games turned into some of that really good stuff. A success athletically and artistically. But they are also remembered for creating an Olympic financial model that is still embraced today.
The first modern Olympic Games was, of course, created by Pierre de Coubertin. And then what I'd call the modern fiscally sound Olympic Games was created by our own Peter Ueberroth.
For his Olympic achievements, Ueberroth was named the 1984 Time Magazine Man of the Year. He then accepted the position of Major League Baseball Commissioner. In his 5 years in that office, he dramatically increased attendance and television revenue and restored fiscal health to all 26 franchises. His charismatic and persuasive abilities were almost cinematic, making you wonder who might play him in a movie.
I guess Leonardo DiCaprio or somebody like that could play him very easily. Of course, they wouldn't be as handsome as Peter, but we could do a little makeup would work out right.
When his baseball term was up, Ueberroth returned to private business and set his sights on another sports-related project. In 1999, he assembled a team of investors to purchase the Pebble Beach Company from a Japanese corporation. Under the new ownership, Pebble Beach has thrived and hosted several major championships. Tonight, not that far from the water polo pool he first dove into as a Spartan, Ueberroth will be honored with induction into the San Jose Sports Hall of Fame. He will be surrounded by not just old friends, but a community that understands what really good stuff is.